Hi, this is Randy. My name is, I go by Starthinker. I've been Starthinker since 1979. I'm doing a knee jerk reaction movie review of the movie Freaks. Um, Although this isn't quite a knee jerk reaction movie review, I'm putting two reviews up together because I watched two movies back to back, and my other review I did right after the movies, and this review I'm doing after that. So this is the first movie I watched, and the second review I'm giving. If you haven't seen my reviews before, I may give out spoilers. I'm not doing it on purpose, but I do talk about the movie. So if I do give away a plot point, you've been warned. So the movie Freaks, it starts out, you read what the movie's about. This was a science fiction. So I wasn't really sure what it was. It just popped up on Netflix, and Netflix is, because of everything that's going on, they're just pumping movies out left and right. So this popped up, and I thought, I could use a good. I was looking for primers, and I can't find primers free anywhere. So I was kind of looking for, some time travel movies, some movies that I'd seen primers before, but I thought might be worth a second viewing. I was also looking for like The Prestige. I was just kind of looking for something that might challenge my brain a little bit. Um, but I came across Freaks, and it was like 4 o'clock in the morning. So I thought I'd watch Freaks and then watch another movie, and then that's when I thought, hey, I haven't done a review in a while, so I reviewed the other movie first. And now I'm reviewing the first movie. So not quite a knee-jerk reaction. That's been about 2 hours. So anyway, Freaks. Freaks is it was fairly entertaining, and it has, be aware that the main character is a little girl, and normally when I watch movies with kids, you can just feel like they're actors, and they're trying to act, and they're trying to do what an adult tells them to do to act out the part. But I did not feel that at all. Whoever this, and I don't know her name because like I said, I just watched the movie, and that's part of my review process. Is I don't give you a lot of information because I don't know, because I haven't given myself enough time to look these movies up. But yeah, she was a very good actor, and she's, I don't know if she'll grow out of that, but she was really good in this movie, because in this movie she's been locked in a cabin for 7 years, and you felt like she was locked in a cabin for 7 years, and the way the set is, and the way her father, because she's locked in there with her father, and it's one of those movies that's a slow burn. You learn little things. Like first she sees the ice cream man, and she wants to meet and she wants to get ice cream, and it kind of builds to where she finally meets him, and how her father reacts to that, and there's a sense of dread because he's like berating the girl. He's like, we gotta hide, or they're gonna kill us. And so you only get little hints along the way. They don't come right out and tell you what's going on. By the time the movie is over, you got a good idea of what's going on and what the universe is. So that's one thing I did like about this movie, was they answered all your questions. And the other movie I watched today, which was called The Platform, they left you without answers to some of your questions. And I always feel, sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad. It's just, the choice of whoever's making the movie. But in this movie, it started out all questions. Every time there's an interaction and a reaction, and you're like, why the hell is he doing this? Why the hell are they acting like this? Why are they locked up? Why is he so secretive? Why is he coming home full of bullets? Why is he so afraid? And so you start the movie out with all these questions, and slowly over the course of the movie, they all get answered. Who is that person across the street? Who are these people that are showing up? But yes, once by the end of the movie, you were kind of satisfied, and that's what I felt about this movie. Is I was satisfied. But this is a movie I really can't say anything about the writing or the acting, because everything was top notch. The sets, the world that they built. But this was 100% a Marvel Universe movie, but rewritten to be not a Marvel Universe movie, because the Freaks in the movie are mutants, basically, with special powers, and the world's afraid of them. And that's exactly the premise of the Marvel universe, the Marvel mutant universe. And watching this, it felt like someone wanted to make a Marvel mutant movie and couldn't. So they wrote something very similar and just made it themselves. That's the kind of the feeling I got. Even though I liked the movie and it was entertaining, if you're a Marvel fan, if you've seen the, now I'm a Marvel fan, but I follow the Marvel, the Disney Marvel universe. I haven't seen a lot of the mutant movies, but of course I'm a kid of the 70s. I read a lot of comic books. I know what, I know what the mutants are. I know who Wolverine is. I know all them, Professor X and all them. And that's what this is. It's like, because you catch pieces of what's on the TV, and this girl can bring people into her, her immediate area and converse with them. So she's learning about why she's not normal and why people are afraid of her, and why her dad is so freaking out. It's because the world has just been introduced to mutants, and apparently one of the mutants did something really bad because the city of Dallas was wiped off the face of the earth. And so that made everyone hate the mutants. And there's apparently a lot of firepower put into hunting down mutants. They make that very obvious. And it centers around mutants that are hiding, and this guy's raising this girl in hiding because she's a mutant. And there's little things that set them apart, very tiny things from the actual Marvel mutant universe. But otherwise, this could have very well been a Marvel mutant universe, like a day in the life of, because that's kind of what it was. I think the story just takes place over the period of a couple days, and it's just about how mutants have to live, how they have to hide, how they have to steal and not go out in public and not be spotted. And there's like squads of people who hunt mutants, and they all have powers that are, they bend physics. They don't follow any laws of physics, but they're consistent in the universe. But it's like, it might as well have been a mutant movie. But anyway, I was entertained by it. It took me out of the Marvel universe, but watching it, that's what you're going to get the feeling of. You're going to be like, well, when's Wolverine going to show up and save these guys? But everything, right, from the people not liking mutants, from mutants, some being bad and some being good, and mutants being experimented on, and everything. It's everything from the Marvel universe. It's almost like a fan fiction movie. But I will say it was well done. It was well acted. It has Bruce Dern in it, who, I'm sorry, Bruce, but I didn't know you were still alive. And, at first, I thought this guy was Jack Black because he looks and acts exactly like Jack Black, but it's not Jack Black. But the girl's father, he's a Jack Black clone. And as you learn, you learn about his powers, and you learn about her powers, and you find out this whole family story, and how, there's, apparently something happened in Dallas, and everyone hates mutants, to the point where if a mutant is found, they are met with violent force, and squads come out, and bombs drop out of the sky, and they just want to eradicate all mutants. It's a little bit more extreme than the Marvel universe, but watching it, you get very much the feeling that, hey, this is a mutant movie. But they're not mutants, they're freaks, because this movie was called The Freaks. And they say early on, what was the other word they used? Not advanced. They had a news interview where someone was almost sticking up for them. And of course, the guy they were interviewing was like, how can you stick up for these freaks? They're called freaks. They're freaks. That's what they are. And of course, the little girl's like, I don't want to be a freak. I want to be normal, because she's, what was she, 9? I think she said her age was 9. And, the whole plot moves along. They thought her mom was dead, and they find out that there's a mountain where they're going to move mutants, and um, but her ability, like, helps, because she's just learning how to use it, because she's 9 years old and she's just learning, just like in the Marvel universe, when you go through puberty, you get your powers. But and it has a nice ending, and I won't say it's a happy ending, but it's a happier ending. You kind of get the feeling that they left the ending open for a sequel, but given the nature of the movie, I can't. If they do a sequel, it's only because a lot of people watch this movie. But yeah, I thought the acting was good. The sets were good. The story was good. It just, and if there wasn't a Marvel Mutant Universe, this would have been probably a blockbuster. But it just felt like a carbon copy of and you get that feeling. The more the movie progresses and the more you learn about the freaks in the movies, the more you're thinking, this is like a day in the life of Wolverine, or a day in the life of an average person who finds out they're a mutant, and how they're going to get along with their neighbors, and how their neighbors are going to hate them. And sorry, my cat's getting into stuff. And you don't want, you don't want it to. It's like, I had an idea for my own superhuman storyline. I was going to write it into a book, but then the world became saturated with superhumans. You have the DC universe, and you have the thing about the DC universe is, like, there's these individuals that get superpowers, and then you're in the Marvel universe where almost anybody can get a superpower because they can be a mutant. And that's two different ways of looking at superheroes, and that's what this is like. Everyday people trying to survive who just happen to have superpowers, and the whole world wants to kill them. And you kind of give them the thought, what if the whole world wants to kill you? What do you do? What if, here I am sitting in this is a new apartment, by the way. Here I am sitting in my apartment, and what would I do if I knew that if I walked outside and someone saw me, they would call 911 and say, there he is, and 100 people with guns would show up and start shooting at me. No questions asked. And they do that a lot in this movie. No questions asked. Oh, look, there's a guy we think is a mutant. So they're killing innocent bystanders because that's how much they hate mutants. They just, mutant, kill them. But the movie kind of ends. It ends well. I liked it. Like I said, I liked the whole movie, but I can't give it 100%. I was entertained by the movie, and that's kind of my criteria. Was I entertained? Did I enjoy the time I watched it? I did. It kept me captivated. I did watch it all the way through without distraction, which is always helpful. Well acted. I like this. I don't know who this little girl is, and I don't know when this movie came out, but you never got the feeling that she was a child actress. You got the feeling that this was a girl going through what she's going through. And as she comes into her powers and as she gets more confidence in herself, I mean, you can just see the difference between the beginning of the movie and the end of the movie. And I was impressed with that. Of course, the other actors were all well. Like I said, there's a Jack Black clone. And then it just ends on a note like, hey, we're superhumans, and you're going to leave us alone. And again, we're back in the Marvel universe. But yeah, I would recommend this movie. If you're into superhero movies, if you're into violent fighting movies, there was some violence, I guess. Yeah, violent movie. I don't know what I'm thinking of, but yeah, there's people who got their heads blown off. So, entertained. If you're into the slow burn, and it was satisfying because they started out with so many questions, and this movie could have ended with some of those questions not being answered, but I felt like everything was answered. I felt very satisfied at the end of this movie. So, yes, I would recommend it. I'd give it like 50%, like I did the other movie I watched tonight. If you're into this kind of movie, you're going to love it. If you're not into this kind of movie, you're just going to wonder what you're watching. But it is all well done. it is got good production values and good actors. So given that, I would recommend it, but only to the people who would like that kind of movie. So that was it. It's called Freaks. It is on Netflix, and it was a good watch. My name is Randy. You can look for my books on Amazon. Of course, they're under Randy Pischel, not Starthinker. Like I said in my last video, buy 2 of each of my books. But I'm going to wrap it up. And so the movie's called Freaks on Netflix.